All right, welcome to another episode of the Ridiculously Lame Wrestling Show. I am Robin Lentini. We're going to be going over the December 18th episode of AEW Dynamite. What a weird show. Had some great moments. It had a match of the year candidate, in my opinion. I really enjoyed a match tonight on Dynamite, but also had, some really strange, odd moments like every episode of AEW Dynamite. But we're going to go over it segment by segment. Starting with one thing I will compliment AEW on is how they opened this show. They gave us Jay White and Orange Cassidy backstage interview before their trios match against the Death Riders. Hangman Page wasn't in the interview in the beginning, but showed up and said he wants to, everybody just leave Jon Moxley to him. Jay White and Orange Cassidy weren't feeling that suggestion. We'll get to that later in the main event. But also we had a Darby Allin interview ahead of his match with Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay also said some words. And MJF arriving to the arena. They're promoting his promo tonight. I liked how the first few minutes they set up what we're going to see throughout the show. That was cool. Instead of just starting with a match right away, you can do both, mix them up. But I liked how they started this show off. And the first match of the night was the TBS Championship. Mercedes Moné versus Anna Jay. Anna Jay was impressive early, got in some offense, but Moné battled back, hit a sunset flip powerbomb, double knees, and then eventually hit the Moné maker or the money maker for the pinfall victory to retain the TBS Championship. This match was solid, solid open to the show. I never in a million years thought Anna Jay was going to win, but she didn't look terrible tonight. She looked like she belonged, so somewhere to go with Anna Jay from here. I don't know who's challenging Moné next. We'll see, but I knew Anna Jay wasn't going to win this match, but it was still a fun opening match on Dynamite tonight. We get an FTR vignette. They're cutting a promo because on Collision they were apparently attacked by the Death Riders and left to die in a parking lot, apparently, from this promo. They prevented Jon Moxley and his faction from pouring chemicals down Orange Cassidy's throat. There was this backstage segment where they were holding like Cassidy's mouth open, trying to pour chemicals down his throat ridiculously, and FTR broke it up. But due to the Death Riders' attack, they're not going to be medically cleared to fight for the Fallen on January 1st, which will be streaming on Max, so this is a big event for them. And they said they're not going to be cleared until then, but they'll be at Dynamite Fight for the Fallen. And they want to face the Death Rider, so they're gonna lay down the challenge tonight. We'll see who accepts it. Maybe Pac and Wheeler Yuta, who knows? But FTR getting involved with the Death Rider storyline is interesting. They also, Dax Howard even said during this promo that I agree with some of your points. AEW does need a change, and some people need to be forced into change, but we stopped an attempted murder on Collision, essentially, is what he said, and I agree with him. That's a ridiculous segment to just start pouring chemicals down people's throats. Instead of just doing that, why don't we just say what we're trying to accomplish, Death Riders and Moxley? Why don't we say what our goal is, what's in the briefcase, instead of just pouring chemicals down Orange Cassidy's throat? MJF promo, he took a shot at the Washington Wizards, which was hilarious because the crowd in Washington started chanting "Wizards suck," so they agree. Everybody agrees. It's universal that the Washington Wizards suck. But the MJF, he said that, if you don't celebrate Hanukkah, well, Santa's not real, and I'm sorry about that. And the crowd, was responded by chanting Santa. And then he said he was getting emotional, and he wanted to speak about a fundraiser that he'd started. He wiped some tears from his face, or put some fake tears in his eyes when he turned to the camera. I don't know. Whenever he turned around, his eyes were like glistening and watery. It was hilarious. He said there's imagine a small child sitting in front of you that needs food and nourishment. Now imagine it's this man, and showed a picture of a tiny, skinny child with Adam Cole's face over his body. Said, if you want to help this yellow child, order World's End now. And they popped up a QR code on the screen. It was a nice way to promote the pay-per-view, actually. I like this a lot. MJ said that if you buy World's End, a part of the money will go to the foundation to help put the small yellow child Adam Cole out of his misery. Adam Cole interrupted on the video screen. He said that Matt Taven and Mike Bennett will be ringside to prevent. He said he had a conversation with Tony Khan, and the Undisputed Kingdom, Matt Taven and Mike Bennett will be ringside to prevent MJF from using the Dynamite Diamond Ring or some bullshit. There's no reaction when Taven and Bennett showed up on the screen. Absolutely nobody gave a shit, and nobody cares about the Dynamite Diamond Ring. But Cole said, MJF, am I kicking your ass yet? And MJF's like, what the hell is this guy talking about? And turns around, Adam Cole's behind him. It was a pre-taped segment, and he beat down MJF. He goes for the Panama Sunrise, but MJF escaped. It's still MJF versus Adam Cole at World's End, but at least MJF's acknowledging how small Adam Cole looks, how weird he looks, how the spray tan is just way too much, and at least they're acknowledging that it hasn't been working at all. But I'm still not all that interested in this match. I'm sure it'll be fine once the bell rings. It's MJF and Adam Cole. They're both very great wrestlers, but the storyline, how we've got here, and just the randomness of Taven and Bennett being involved, I don't care about them. I don't know what they're going to betray Adam Cole. Who gives a shit? Are they going to prevent MJF from using the Dynamite Diamond Ring? Who gives a shit? Like, I don't care about either of those options. Jamie Hayter promo. She's was eliminated from whatever tournament there was, some kind of the International Cup or whatever. She was eliminated, and Julia Hart showed up after and attacked her. She got a promo tonight saying, Julia Hart, you used your tricks to attack me from behind on Collision, said it was sneaky and classless. Fight for the Fallen, she was going to serve her a heavy dose of Haterade. So that's another match at Fight for the Fallen on January 1st. Jamie Hayter versus Julia Hart. We also got a Kenny Omega return vignette. So promoting his return, he's going to have his first match back in New Japan, if that against Gabe Kidd. But if that hasn't already happened, I don't watch New Japan that often. So, but if Kenny Omega is returning soon, the last time we saw him was the Young Bucks and Jack Perry attacking him, and then they made a cake of his intestines because he was suffering from diverticulitis. That was the last time we saw Kenny Omega. So if he returns and doesn't go after Jack Perry or, ask where the Young Bucks are, I'm going to be furious because that's where the storyline is. That's where they left it off. But something tells me they're going to reunite Kenny Omega with the Young Bucks in the Elite versus the Death Riders. And, man, it's going to take a lot to get me invested in that. It's just going to take a lot. I hope that's not the direction they go in, but, I'm happy Kenny Omega's on his way back. He's one of the biggest stars they have. He's one of the best wrestlers they have. Looking forward to him coming back. He's missed greatly on the show. Shibata and Hook versus Christian Cage and Nick Wayne. Mother Wayne and Kip Sabian were ringside. Shibata had a sleeper hold locked in on Nick Wayne, but Kip Sabian hopped on the ring apron for a distraction. Mama Wayne got involved. Cage hit a kill switch on Shibata and put Nick Wayne on top of him for the pinfall victory. Hook was taken out outside the ring. I don't care about the storyline at all. I like Christian Cage a lot. I used to love Hook. He's been running in place for years. Absolutely nothing has changed about Hook. He does suplexes and goes for the red rum and can't cut a promo. So that's just disappointed with the direction of Hook, and I don't care about this at all. But Christian Cage and Nick Wayne picked up this win. Jericho had a video promo. He's the king of New York. He's walking around New York City eating pretzels. Yeah, just stupid-ass video. It was funny for what it was. He will be defending the ROH Championship against Matt Cardona at ROH Final Battle this Friday night on WatchROH.com. I will not be tuning in, but if you are tuning in, I don't know if this King of New York video got you more excited for the ROH Championship match at Final Battle. I doubt it. Another Bandito vignette. He'll be returning soon. Mariah May cut a promo on Thunder Rosa. This match, Mariah May, Thunder Rosa was shown in the crowd during Mariah May's match recently against Mina Shirakawa on Dynamite. Winter is Coming, the main event. Now she will be facing Mariah May for the title in a Tijuana street fight. And during this promo, Mariah May suggested that Thunder Rosa bring her father and watch watch his daughter lose, and wondered if failure runs in the family. Whatever, man. Thunder Rosa has not been relevant to me in a long time. Maybe on Collision she's more relevant, but I watched Dynamite. So I thought it was random that Thunder Rosa was in the crowd during the match last week, but it should be a fine match at World's End, a Tijuana street fight. Mariah May's defending the AEW Women's Championship against Thunder Rosa. It should be fine. I just don't think that Mariah May's losing that match, nor should she at all. Then we get to just some of the weirdness tonight. Ricochet. I'm just going to insert that ridiculous laugh as many times as I can during this review. He's doing this crazy laugh now, and he's been talking about being presented with a Hurt Syndicate business card by MVP for like weeks now. So they have a promo, and MVP and the Hurt Syndicate rescinded their offer. They ripped up the business card, and Bobby Lashley choked Ricochet for a bit, and then Ricochet retreated. So they made him totally look like a moron. And Shelton Benjamin versus Beast Mortos, Continental Classic. Shelton Benjamin obviously wins. He'll be facing Daniel Garcia on Collision or Dynamite next week in the tournament. Daniel Garcia came to the ring after the match. He said, there's 3 of you and only 1 of me. I know what's going to happen when I get into the ring, but I don't care. And so he's made his way to the ring alone, but Mark Briscoe showed up to help. He'll be facing Shelton Benjamin in the tournament soon as well. The brawl broke out, but Benjamin, stood tall. Bobby Lashley hit Daniel Garcia with a choke slam. Benjamin posed with the TNT Championship over Daniel Garcia. So that might be a potential feud. Benjamin has been great in AEW. He's been awesome. He's been presented almost as if like a bigger star than Bobby Lashley at this point, but he's not. But it's really working out well for Shelton Benjamin in AEW, and I think the Hurt Syndicate's a great faction in AEW. They look like stars. But more on this Ricochet nonsense. After this match, he's confronted by Swerve Strickland backstage. Swerve said Ricochet was still the same old Trevor that he knew for the past 14 years, and said he's still a follower. Ricochet then did that absurd laugh again. Let's put it in again right here. Let's all listen to it again. Yeah, that's just a great laugh. It's really wonderful. And he said that he's going to win the Continental Classic. It's something that Swerve Strickland failed to do so last year, so he's going to do it. And then he did the laugh. So that's Ricochet's direction. He's the laughing crazy guy now. He's facing Will Ospreay again. I'm hoping this is some kind of swerve and he winds up with the Hurt Syndicate and they screw over Will Ospreay, but I don't think it is. I think he's just going to lose to Will Ospreay again. He's just a guy. I think that's what's happening here. I can't express to you how ridiculous it is that Ricochet is like this character already, and it's already going this sideways. He just got here in August. This is the trajectory of Ricochet has been absurd. I'm one of the best wrestlers in the world, and now I'm laughing crazy. All right, he's still one of the best wrestlers in the world, but he just can't cut a promo to save his life. And then we get to, by far, the best match of the night, but probably one of the best matches of the year, especially on AEW Dynamite. Continental Classic, Darby Allin versus Will Ospreay. Crowd was into this match throughout. Ospreay hit a hidden blade, but Allin responded right away with a code red for a near fall. There was a Styles clash off the ring apron. Tons of ridiculous moves. These guys had unbelievable chemistry in the ring, but in the end, shockingly, Darby Allin pulled out the pinfall victory, coffin drop off the top rope. 1, 2, 3. There was a lot more moves in this match than what I just laid out there, but this is one of those matches you need to go back and watch if you missed it. If you're a wrestling fan, don't let this one fritter away and slip you by. This is one of those matches you got to sit down for 15 minutes and watch yourself, because I don't know how the hell they did half the moves here. I don't know how it was so seamless. It's just really impressive. But Darby Allin picked up the clean win. I think they're tied at 6 points now in the Continental Classic. Ospreay and Allin, along with Claudio as well. But if you're upset that Ospreay lost this match, you don't understand the concept of a round-robin tournament. But yeah, it didn't matter that Ospreay lost this match. It's not going to ruin his career because he lost to Darby Allin. This is a great match, and Darby Allin just looked like he belonged. And I said it months ago. I consider Darby Allin the face of AEW. We're still slowly building towards that eventual match with Jon Moxley for the AEW Championship, I'm assuming. But the trios match, the main event, started right after this. The Death Riders made their way to the ring while Darby Allin was still in there. A little stare down here, but they faced Jay White, Orange Cassidy, and Hangman Page in a trios match in the main event. Marina Shafir's ringside. Hangman Page dominant early. He wants Jon Moxley tagged in. Moxley is finally tagged in, but Jay White tags himself in right away. Hangman Page is ripshit. He's pissed. He says, you know what, you want me to leave? You want to do this on your own? Fine. And he walks out. So it's just down to Jay White and Orange Cassidy versus the Death Riders Pac, Jon Moxley and Wheeler Yuta. The Death Riders control the next several minutes, but when Dynamite returned from a break, Hangman Page showed back up. He had Moxley set up for a buckshot lariat, but Orange Cassidy comes out of nowhere and hits an orange punch. So now they're starting arguing again. Hangman Page wants to, he wants Jon Moxley to himself. He's not, concerned with anything about helping AEW. He wants the AEW championship and Jon Moxley to himself. And kind of the same for Jay White. If you really think about it, nothing about this match screams like the fate of AEW is on the line here. This is just a standard 3v3 trios match with German suplexes, and it wasn't a battle for the company. I didn't get that impression here at all. But Hangman goes for a buckshot, seemingly on Orange Cassidy, but actually connects on Wheeler Yuta. The commentary played that up. It looked like he was going for Orange Cassidy there. But Hangman and Jay White are arguing again. Moxley capitalizes on this by rolling up Orange Cassidy for the pinfall victory. So the Death Riders are taking over AEW one roll-up at a time. Just an anticlimactic way to end this match, but I guess it makes sense. The babyfaces couldn't get on the same page. After the match, Jon Moxley's grabbing a chair. He's walking around the ring. We can see it on camera. He's just walking, watching them argue like cartoonishly. The Death Riders surround the ring. They go to beat down Jay White and Orange Cassidy and Hangman, but the babyfaces battle back. Jon Moxley and Marina Shafir escape through the crowd. Cassidy, Jay White, and Hangman stand tall to end this, and we're getting the fatal four-way match: Jon Moxley versus Hangman versus Jay White versus Orange Cassidy at World's End. I mean, look, the Hangman Page is the one getting the most reaction out of the baby faces, and he's also kind of like a tweener here. He's doing heel things. He's abandoning his team. Like, there's a lot going on here. And not a lot of it is interesting to me. Like, I don't understand what the Death Riders are trying to accomplish. They say they're trying to take over AEW. What is a roll-up victory in a trios match? I don't understand what that accomplishes towards that goal, and why Jon Moxley, while wanting to take over AEW, is suggesting himself in fatal four-way matches. But Moxley's retaining at World's End. We'll do a prediction video next week. It should be a great fatal four-way match, but I can't get into the Death Riders. I don't know how I'm supposed to. I don't understand it. I don't understand the faction and the appeal of them. I want to hate them. Give me a reason to hate them. I don't get it. I'm just not invested in this faction right now. But that is it for this week's Dynamite review. We'll see you guys Friday for the SmackDown review. And if you have not subscribed, please do so. We'll see you guys later. Have a good one.